You've been playing on the new system of Martin Schiller, the games, preseason games. What are your first impression of this completely new Žalgiris basketball philosophy?
I like it. I like it a lot. He's very encouraging in shooting aspect as far as if you're, in your spot and, it's a clear feet are set, it's a good shot, shoot it, which is, kind of different from typical, European coaches and, EuroLeague teams where they want you to get, a great shot every possession. But, his philosophy is if your numbers are good from a certain spot and your feet are set and you're open, that is a great shot. Primarily if you're at the corner. If you're at the corner three, which is the best percentage on the court, if your feet are set and you're open, regardless if it's 20 seconds in the shot clock or, 2 seconds, shoot the shot because it's a good shot.
After Šaras era, I can imagine for those Žalgiris players who played under Šaras, it's kind of hard to program yourself to the new system because now you can shoot basketball very early at the possessions, right?
Right, yeah. So that's the biggest part of it is kind of unlearning or, like you said, deprogramming yourself. And it's not completely, obviously, because with Sharsman, the coach that he is, fantastic coach, he's instilled a lot of great habits in you and a lot of great basketball knowledge and IQ on how to play the game and how to be better. So it's not like you're dumping out everything he said, but just in terms of how you're playing, like I said for myself, knowing that if we get the rebound, we get on the court. If I'm open in the corner and it's 19 on the shot clock, it's okay to shoot the ball, and I think a lot of the other guys are realizing that too, that it's like some shots that maybe last year he would want us to work the ball around a little more and try to find a better shot. It's okay to shoot those shots, and I think that not the last couple games in particular, but those shots have been going in for us. Knowing that you have the ability to shoot the ball without penalty or repercussions sometimes helps you shoot a little bit better. It's a no middle defense philosophy. It relies a lot on communication. Which is good, makes the whole team talk more, and when you talk, there's more energy, everyone's involved. And then it's a defense predicated on, trying to dictate, which is, again, every philosophy coach has a defensive scheme, it can be different, but at the root of it all is just trying to dictate what the offense does. And then for us, it's trying to make sure that when we do that, we can finish possessions with rebounds and always contest shots, which is typical in any defense. So it's different from, again, like you said, a lot of the guys are same returning guys who've been doing the system before, and it's completely different. But it's something that at the end of the day, contest the shots, rebound the ball, all those things are always the same.
From a human standpoint, you had Šaras, a strong character, a vivid character. Now you have, from the first look, a calmer person in Martin Schiller. So I'm not asking to compare them, but I'm asking you, how do you feel right now under the new coach, atmospheric-wise?
Again, it's very different, and it's unfortunate that, it's a good and bad thing. Like, Šaras was so great in what he did for Žalgiris, which is why, we're still going to keep talking about him. And it's also unfortunate for Coach because he's trying to come in here and, have a name for himself. And every day it's always, well, last year our Šaras did this, Šaras did that, which, I'm sure he knows, he expects. And there's no disrespect to either coach, but obviously there are differences between their styles. But it's just, Coach Schiller is the way I would be a coach. There's more than one way to skin a cat. There's more than one way to coach a team. But he lets you try to play through mistakes. He doesn't. I don't even know if he's yelled once yet this year, to be honest with you. I haven't seen him yell once. But yeah, he's very, very encouraging. Allows you to play. Allows you to try to correct your mistakes. And he does it from a definite, more calm, persona than most EuroLeague coaches, for sure.
There are some uncertainty about this upcoming season regarding the COVID situation and so on. There is a possible scenario playing without the fans in the stands. How How do you feel as a basketball player when you need to play without a fan? Is it harder for you, or I don't know, you can concentrate only on basketball and that's a good point?
For me, it doesn't really affect me that much in the sense that I try not to let the fans affect what they're doing. Like we obviously our fans are the best in EuroLeague, in the world probably, and we definitely appreciate the energy that they bring. But for myself as a player, I always very calm throughout the whole thing. Where a lot of players, they feed off the energy that the fans provide. So not having, 16,000 plus fans screaming for you, a lot of guys won't have that extra boost of energy. But for me, it's just come out, do your job, whether it's 16,000 or 16, just try to come out, do the best that you can, and do what the job asks of you.
It's interesting to ask you one more question about, people have losses, like in basketball players have losses, have those sad moments after the streak of losses and so on. Are you attached to the loss after the game, or you can drop those thoughts very easily and concentrate on other things? Do you go home with the thoughts of loss, for example?
Absolutely. After the game, it's hard to sleep, sometimes, whether you win or lose, especially harder when you lose. But, your adrenaline's still going, then you're thinking about every play that you did wrong or every play that you should have done. And, that keeps you up at night for hours. But for the most part, you just try to move on. It's harder in Europe because the time in between games. So, you may play a EuroLeague game on whatever day, and then there's like 4 days until your next game. So then you have to watch film, keep thinking about it, and then you're waiting and waiting and waiting. So it can be tricky, but like you're saying, the best way is to try to watch the game, watch the film, learn from it, take the good and the bad, and then try to move on as quickly as possible.
When you want to run from those thoughts, from bad or even sometimes good thoughts, but you want to forget the basketball, what's your typical distraction routine just to enjoy yourself, enjoy the free time without sometimes basketball?
I eat dessert, my comfort food. I love dessert, so that helps me sometimes. Talking to friends, family, and then, just trying to, distract yourself by maybe watch a TV show or watch a movie or something like that to try and not think about it as best as you can. I mean, sometimes it's hard to not think about it, but, you do the best that you can to try to move on from it or at least get away from it for a while.
We saw some famous Nigel Hayes food making shows on Instagram and so on. Are you going to continue with that in this upcoming season?
Yeah, for sure. I'll need to. I just need recipes to make. I'm really not creative, so if people, could send me recipes or comment things on my social media accounts that a lot of Lithuanians have said cepelinai.
Cepelinai, yeah.
Yeah. That's going to be a tough one because I don't know what that is. So that's the first part.
Yeah.
Second is...
But there's meat inside.
Right, that's the tricky part, is always making it vegan, which is, that's the tricky part, but that's where the money's won right there. So, yeah, I'll research that, figure it out, and, I'll try to get that next cooking video coming soon.